Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool European desk telephone. This is HG's equipment from Delaware. And HG always has these really cool telephones that he finds in his travels, and then we convert them for him. And so here's another one, a very cool design. It's from Europe. He's got a note here, and he says it's a Krone, a Krone, and it's a very cool color. So we want to give you a look at it. This is the initial checkout. I want to show you the handset here. And then we have the unit apart, but I want to show you what the telephone looks like. Then on the back we have KRA. Then we have our loud and soft bell adjustment. We have our wiring block for our line cord and handset cord. And then we have a plate that fits over that to hide those connections, so that's cool. Now another issue I want to talk about is we found a battery on the inside, but that battery leaked, and it leaked all over the circuit board. Even though these look like a touch tone keypad, it's not. These telephones dial out in the pulse mode only. And so this telephone, I've already been through it a little bit and troubleshooted it a little bit, does not do anything. You can get some dial tone, but it will not dial out at all. And the issue would probably be from the battery destroying some of the circuit board. But I want to give you a look at the inside here. We're going to have to change the main PC board anyway. We want to go to a touch tone situation. And I don't believe HG really cares about the star and the pound, but these will be touch tone. And then he also talked about this button here. And usually this button was a signal to the central office to change the exchange so they could dial into another area. And the battery was located right here in this area. And it's kind of neat to see this design here because that's the way they design their circuit board. So that's really cool to see their design. A little bit different than what you would normally see. And also we have a situation on the back here where we have our buttons, and we need to figure out how we're going to utilize these buttons and use them, but yet also access our numbers. And we have to be able to dial out. So they design their boards a lot differently than you would normally see. And the corrosion here on this main PC board is all over the board here, and that's where the battery leaked. So that's pretty cool to see that situation, the way they design their equipment. We also want to show you the bell. That's a unique situation. We have our solenoid right here, and that's kind of how they designed their bell. We want to make sure our hook switch is in place because someone did install a modular port adapter to this telephone, so it will accept a regular jack. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and ring this bell, because the bells do ring. So we'll use the analyzer and we'll send a ring cycle. And I'll give you a look at how that works. Pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and stop the ring cycle. Now, we had talked about using this button here as the off and on switch for the bell, because HG always likes to have a off and on switch for the bell, even though it has an adjustment on it. He wants to be able to turn it off all the way. And this is a momentary switch. And the problem with it being a momentary switch is we need it either off all the time or on all the time when we switch it. And a momentary switch is not going to have that effect for us. So we need to figure out what we can do to turn that into a regular off and on switch. Or we're going to have to put the off and on switch for the bell in a different location. So we'll see what we can come up with, because we're going to be limited in the space that we can use, because we're going to have to design out a situation where we can use the original keypad, but then also have a Tone PC board in it. So there's going to be quite a bit involved in this conversion here, and it's going to take a little bit of designing out and figuring out how we can get over all the obstacles and design this in a fashion we can use it. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the repair and conversion of this really cool European desk telephone. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're in the middle of the process of repairing and converting this European desk telephone, and we're going to show you a little bit about what's going on. Now, there's not a lot of room in this telephone, and we have to get a tone generator board in this telephone. And so since we didn't have a lot of room, the most logical thing to do was use the PC board that was attached to the keypad here. And we have it right here. It's been redesigned and it's been cut down, so it probably doesn't look like it used to. I want to give you a look at that. Now, the keypad basically touches these contacts when our buttons are pushed. And you can see these contacts and these little legs off the contacts that hit that PC board. So we had to utilize this keypad because it goes to the telephone. So we went ahead and used this board. That's all been trimmed down to where we need it trimmed down to. And then we had to redesign the traces. So there's quite a bit of work in redesigning this board to use it like we need to use it. So the traces have been redesigned, and what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put everything back together again, and then we're going to install a tone generator board, and we will wire that tone generator board to this keypad. And then we're basically making this keypad work the way we want it to work to do what we want it to do. And so we're going to go ahead and take care of that situation and get our PC board wired to it, our tone generator, and we'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the repair and conversion of this really cool European desk telephone. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with a repair and conversion of this really cool European desk telephone. And we're going to run through a little bit about what went on, and then we're going to start our final checkout. And earlier in the video, we showed that the keypad had to be redesigned. We couldn't use the original configuration, so we redesigned all the traces and added a pigtail, and that pigtail we added a tone generator PC board to. And we had to use just the front of the telephone here. There's not a lot of room in here because the keypad takes up a lot of room, so does the hook switch and the bell. So just designing that out was a pretty big deal because we didn't have hardly any room, and we were able to finally get that taken care of. Now, HG also likes to have a switch on all the telephones that we convert and repair for him, and he likes to be able to turn the bell totally off. Even if they have a high and low control, he likes to be able to turn the bell totally off, and he wanted to use this original button. And so what we had to do, since we showed in the video earlier that this was a momentary switch that this telephone came in with originally, we had to take that out and install a totally different switch, and we were able to use the upper cap of the switch, the original one. So this is the original button, but the switch is a totally different switch. Now, that was kind of a difficult situation also, because we had to get rid of the original momentary switch and install another switch and get everything to fit like it should. And so when you press the switch down, the bell will ring, and then in the up mode, that turns it off. So that would be on, that's off, on, off, and then we want to have it in the on position when we start our final checkout. Now, we also had to work on the transmit, the receive. Basically, we worked on everything on this telephone. Everything kind of fought us the whole way, and so basically everything has been gone through and worked on and redesigned or repaired. So now we're ready to start our final checks. I also want to mention that our amplified pickup is tucked underneath the telephone because the audio transformer is right in this area, and we can pick our audio up from our handset right here at the audio transformer. So we have an amplifier that picks up that audio, and we use that in troubleshooting, repairing, and on our final checkout. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and ring the unit with the analyzer, but I'm going to be using the switch to turn off and on the bell. So we'll go ahead and start a ring cycle. I'll let that go one more time. I'm going to turn the bell off, and you're going to see a ring cycle come by. Every time that red light lights up, another ring cycle is going to come by. Now on the very next ring cycle, when that light turns red, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to let another one happen, turn it off, and then on the next ring cycle, I'll turn it back on. I'm going to turn on our amplifier. You might hear a small hum from that. That's just amplified. We're going to give you some dial tone. We want to walk through our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you're going to watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. Turn off the amplifier. Now, earlier we mentioned that even though this keypad looks like a touch-tone keypad, this telephone was only designed originally to dial out in the pulse mode, and that board was actually bad, so it didn't dial out at all. And we had to turn this into, that was a major part of the conversion, was to turn this telephone into a touch-tone telephone. And HG understands he won't have star and pound, but he's not concerned with that, you know, as long as he can dial his numbers. Now, we also want to transmit into the handset. If you watch that red light there on the analyzer, every time you see that red light light up, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know that this telephone is ringing in on a ring cycle. Our switch is turning the bell off and on. We're dialing out in the touch tone mode. We have transmit and receive. Now what we want to do is push this button on the switch box. That gives us a line out and totally takes the analyzer out of the situation, and we can call a time and temp number. So what we want to do is I want to turn my amplifier on. We'll give you some dial tone, and we'll call that number.
Good morning. When you need body work on your car, think of Offenberg Body Shop, 901 South Illinois, Belleville. Today is Monday, July 13th. The time is 12:16. Current temperature 89 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of a shower and a thunderstorm today, tonight, and Monday. High today mid-90s, heat index around 100. The low tonight 75. Monday's high 95, heat index to 106.
Okay, we can hang up. We can call my number and it'll be busy. Give you some dial tone and we'll call that number. We can hang up. Now we can go back over to the analyzer and we'll try our keypad one more time. Give you some dial tone. If you watch the analyzer, you'll watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. We'll transmit one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every time you see that red light, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. We can turn off our amplifier. Now that we know that this really cool European desk telephone has been repaired and converted, we can return it to HG, and he can enjoy this telephone now. He's got some pretty cool telephones, and I'm sure this one's going to look great no matter where he uses it. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.